Welcome to the fifth in our how-to series of videos, where we look at how you can use T&T to plan for your everyday lifestyle spending, and if you wish, build a property plan to calculate what for most people is a big element of everyday spending, which is of course the mortgage or rental for a house or flat. Lifestyle spending is all your regular and recurring spending. We can see a detailed list of all the items that might comprise your lifestyle spending in the current lifestyle spending tool. Before we think about planning for future spending, T&T gives you the option of analysing how you are currently spending your money and then using that breakdown as a foundation for your forecasts. To give some more meaning to what would otherwise be just a list of expenses, T&T splits lifestyle spending into 12 value groups, so called because you could ask yourself for each one, how important is this category of spending to me? You can look at each line if you wish, or for some or all of the groups, you can just use a single line to estimate a total for that value group. T&T understands that we all like to work with numbers in different ways. Some like to work with detail and others prefer to use a broader brush. If you want to work with the detail of the value groups, then go to the Planned Lifestyle tool and choose option 2. You can see a summary of your spend by value group in the column just here, which you can then use as a good foundation for your planning in each life phase. By using value groups such as children and health and medical, you can allow for some of those expenses to increase or decrease as you age and move from one life phase to another. Don't forget that the changes in spending from one phase to another are only the real changes without any inflation. So unless you are planning for a real change in your lifestyle, then the amount you spend is likely to remain fairly constant in today's money. If you prefer to work at a summary level, then you can choose option 1. We can see here that T&T has used what it knows about the disposable income in your plan to calculate an assumed average annual spend for each life phase. In most cases, these assumptions are designed to balance your plan and keep it positive, but they might not be a good reflection of how you plan to live your life and how much that might cost. As ever with the plan assumptions, it's up to you whether you leave them as they are or whether you overwrite them with your own numbers. We can also see that T&T uses the 3 sub-phases here to give you more flexibility in how your spending might change through phase A, which is likely to contain a wide range of life events with significant financial implications. You might decide to use the summary option 1 to start your plan and then come back later to create a more detailed option 2 to make sure that the summary amounts in option 1 are realistic. And don't forget that you can use the other spending choice 5 to plan for more exceptional items of spend that might only occur in 1 year or maybe over just a select range of years, such as the cost of supporting children at university or training for a new career. If we go back to option 2, you might have noticed that the first line 1A in the value groups list, which doesn't require an input amount as it is a calculated amount brought over from the property plan. So this is a good moment to visit choice number 6. The amount we spend on mortgage repayments or rent is for most people a large percentage of their lifestyle spending. The sale and purchase of a property will also be one of the most important financial decisions you will take. For these reasons, T&T offers you the option to create a property plan that uses all the information in your T&T plan to guide you as to what might be affordable at any point in your plan, and then feeds the resulting mortgage or rental costs back into your lifestyle spending, thereby joining up all the elements of your planning to ensure that they are all working together and your overall plan is coherent and realistic. As we've already said, the property plan is optional. You might not think the property will be an important part of your plan, or you might decide to come back and complete it when you have a better idea of your overall T&T plan. If you don't want to use the property plan, then you can include an estimate of your mortgage or rental costs in line 1B of the planned lifestyle spending, along with your other property expenses. We've seen where the property plan links to the lifestyle spending tool. We can now take a closer look at the plan itself. As with all T&T tools, it's been built to be as simple to use as possible and can be completed in 5 easy steps. All you need to do is, if you currently live in a mortgage property, enter the details for your current mortgage. Check and update, if necessary, the assumptions the plan is making for you that cover mortgage interest rates and affordability criteria, and the assumed real annual change in property values over the length of your plan. The property plan then allows you to plan for up to 5 moves over the total length of your TNT plan. Simply tell the plan how long you plan to stay at each property, including where you are currently living, whether you plan to receive any help with the purchase cost of any move from, say, a family or a government scheme, whether you plan to rent or buy, and how much to target, as either an average annual rental or as a purchase cost. Once again, TNT takes away the complication of inflation, so you can plan as far into the future as you want using the prices you know today, just like the other areas of your spending and earning. We've seen in the assumptions that you can plan for a real annual change in property prices, which over the last 50 years in the UK have increased at an average of approximately 2% per year, above the average rate of inflation. You can still, however, use the estate agent's window today to set your planned purchase costs, and if your dream house costs £600,000 today, and you want to plan to buy it in, say, 10 years' time, then that is what you should put in your plan in year 10. You don't have to worry about what it might actually cost when a mixture of inflation and real increases get to work over that 10-year period. TNT removes the complication of inflation for you and allows for the assumed real annual change in all its calculations. Your property plan will use all the elements you have already entered into your plan, such as your planned income, to tell you if your property plans are affordable. It calculates if you will need a mortgage for each move, and if so, how much you could expect to borrow using the usual parameters of income multiples and loan-to-value percentages that are included in the assumptions table. If you are selling a property, it will also calculate the equity you plan to have in that property when you sell and transfer that across to help fund the new property if required. Having made those calculations, it can now see whether your plans are realistic and affordable by checking, firstly, that you will have sufficient savings to pay the balance of any purchase price, including the stamp duty. Secondly, checking that the resulting mortgage repayments or rental payments fit into your overall plan. The figure here is the lowest amount shown on your available money graph 4. If it is negative, it will turn red to warn you that at some point your plan is running out of money. As with your other lifestyle spending, if your plans are not affordable, then you can rebalance your plan by either reducing your property ambitions or revising one or more of your other choices, such as earning or spending, so that you can allocate more to your property plan. That's a quick summary of property plan. If we return for a moment to the planned lifestyle tool, it's important to know that if you choose option 1, then this automatically stops any link between your property plan and your TNT plan. So your summary spending figure for each life phase here should then include all mortgage or rental costs. Hopefully that's clear. The best way to understand the tools in this video is to see them actually in action. And if you haven't already done so, then please have a look at the inspiration videos in the help library or listed on the home page to see examples of some people using the property and spending tools to solve their financial challenges. That completes a summary of how to build your property plan and how it links to your lifestyle spending. Don't forget that it's not really about forecasting how long you will live in a property when you're 85. It's about playing with your plan to see what might be possible. Buying property is all about long-term thinking and planning, and only when you see what you might achieve over several decades can you understand what your choices really are. Do you want to live in a multi-million-pound house? Then play with the plan and see what you would need to earn, spend and invest to achieve it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the 6th and final video, which looks at the different ways to see your results and how to balance your plan if it doesn't look right the first time.